I oftentimes has mixed emotions about producing these videos. Let me explain why. Awakening is super simple. Awakening is super simple. All that you have to do is to commit 100% to truth. Not my truth, not somebody else's truth, not your variation of truth, nobody's variant of truth, but truth. And then you might say, but I do not know what truth is. Oh, yes, you do. But I will grant you this. There is something inside of you who desperately want to avoid truth. So what is this truth that I'm talking about? Well, the first aspect of it is that you cannot get to reality by thinking about it. You cannot get to reality by talking about it. You cannot get to reality by conceptualizing about it. All concepts, all ideas, all beliefs, you have to see them for what they are. I'm not saying that you have to abandon it all. But what I am saying is that if you want awakening, if you want truth, then you have to see through the illusory nature of concepts, of thinking. And then when you see truth very clearly, then you can start using concepts and thinking again. But you will do it in a completely different way. You will use it as a tool, knowing that it is building models and that they will never ever be able to give you truth. But truth will then be your foundation. Then you are awake. Another aspect of that truth is that you cannot ever find yourself outside the present moment. So searching for yourself in the future, searching for yourself as something that might happen someday, it will never work. You and the present moment is the same. So if you want to awaken, what it takes is that you commit 100% to these truths. But as I mentioned, there will be something inside of you that will deny what I've just been saying. And you know that. But do not blame yourself for that. It is not your fault. It is simply cultural conditioning. Having billions of people running around searching for themselves in ideas, in concepts, searching for themselves as something to be achieved in the future. That is very, very good business. That is an amazing business model. And I will say that a very, very huge percentage of all business is trying to cater the ego and the ego's idea about who we are. It is trying to put a carrot at the end of a stick and put it on the back of the human being, and then pursuing some idea, some belief. There is a lot of money to be earned there. Keeping the human being stuck inside the matrix. But as I said in the beginning, I have mixed emotions often about doing these videos. Because as I said, awakening is super simple. So in reality, all that I have to do is to keep on repeating myself. Just keep on pointing towards the exact same. But there is many of you who are listening and watching this podcast who wants me to talk about the consequences of awakening, or the consequences of being stuck in the trance state. And I am actually quite reluctant to talk about that, because the consequences are countless. The consequences are limitless. So we could just keep on talking about it. And I know why it is interesting to talk about the consequences. The conditioned self is interested in trying to figure out if this awakening stuff is something that it wants. It is trying to figure out if this awakening is something that it is interested in. What's in it for me? Nothing. There is absolutely nothing in it for the conditioned mind or for the conditioned self-image. On the contrary, it is the death of that self-image. Because the conditioned self-image is an idea, is a concept. And the result of being caught inside of that trance state, the result of that is, it is putting a filter upon everything. It is coloring everything. So the consequences are limitless. But I can say this much, that the consequences of being stuck inside the trance state, the consequences are limitless, but how to say it? Well, right now I seem to be unable to find the right words. But what I am trying to point towards is that the consequences are limitless, but the result is suffering. Because you are not in touch with yourself, who you truly are in your essence. In the same way, when awakening is a reality, then the consequences of that is limitless also. But simultaneously, there is a shift from suffering to peace. Because we are then resting. We know who we are. And then life unfolds from there. Beautifully. Without any violence towards ourselves or towards other people or towards the planet. But as I said, awakening is super simple. Do you want truth? do you want truth? Language, concepts can never ever capture or define or hold who you truly are. Be 100% committed to that truth. Be still and know. It is a different kind of knowing, but you will eventually you will discover who you are beyond any concept. Commit 100% to that truth. You cannot find yourself outside this present moment, outside what is, outside this. So stop looking for yourself in the future. You and the present moment is one, is the same. And again, I am not asking you to stop planning for the future. I am not asking you to stop making plans for something that you would like to do in the future. It has nothing to do with that. But it has everything to do with being completely honest towards oneself and being 100% committed to the truth that I am this present moment. That whatever is going to happen in the future is not going to make me more complete, is not going to make me better. I am already perfect as I am right now. And this, what I'm talking about here, does also not mean that we stop using language, that we stop thinking. Using language for communication, thinking for visualizing, ideas for developing new theories. That is beautiful, as long as we know that that is what we are doing. Awakening is super simple. If you make it complicated, you will never ever awaken. The mind wants to complicate things. Warum so einfach, wenn man so schön komplizieren kann? A wonderful German saying. I know that it is not completely correct the way that I'm saying it, but it's the essence of it. Why keep things simple when it is possible to complicate it? The mind loves that. The true essence of who you are, or should I say rather, the true essence of what you are boundless, are limitless, are not constrained by any concept, any idea. You are so much beyond amazing that it cannot be contained within concepts. Do not limit yourself to an idea. That will be a straitjacket, and that will create suffering for you. Awakening is super simple. Stop trying to define who you are. Fall in love with silence. Fall in love with stillness. Because that is essentially you falling in love with yourself, and that is what you are longing for. Because you have separated yourself from who you truly are for so long. And do not wait for it to happen sometime out there in the future. That will not happen either. Now. Now. You are beyond a miracle. You are more miraculous than any miracle. This what is beyond miraculous. And you are able to awaken to see that clearly for yourself. But you have to leave behind all your ideas, all your concepts, all the ideas that you somehow can grab hold of it. You cannot grab hold of it because you are already it. Trying to grab hold of it makes you grabbing after, trying to catch Fata Morganas. It will make you suffer. Awakening is super simple. Do not allow your mind to tell you anything else. Or if it does, just simply say to it, well, the mind, the conditioned mind, you do not know anything about this. I will get back to you, and then we can explore what it means to be a human being. But first, I have to reconnect directly with what I am. And that you cannot do with the conditioned mind. So as I said, sometimes I have mixed emotions about recording these videos. Sometimes I feel torn between just simply continuing to repeat myself or to start diving into all those consequences. But I am actually not that interested in diving into the consequences, because I know why it is interested. It is interesting for the conditioned mind. The conditioned mind wants to figure out if there is something in there for me. And there isn't. So instead, I am more inclined to just keep on repeating myself. Keep on saying, awakening is super simple. First off, prior to awakening, you do not know what it means to be awake. You have absolutely no idea about what it means to be awake. So if you think you know what it ought to look like, what it ought to mean, you have to throw those ideas away. It is precisely those ideas that will prevent you from awakening, because you are simply chasing an idea. Stop chasing an idea. And also, the same is the case if you are saying to yourself, this awakening is never going to happen for me. That is also an idea that the conditioned mind keeps on creating in trying to protect itself. Throw that idea away, my friend. Awakening is super simple. And I will, moving forward, most likely start making my videos more simple, so that I will continue to emphasize that awakening is super simple. It is, in many aspects, in many ways, it is the most simple thing in the entire universe, because all it entails is you shedding the luggage, the extra heavy luggage that you are carrying, and just simply rest as who you are. Awakening is super simple.